Good morning, and I believe we have open mic. I never know anymore. Good morning. Welcome to Vectors and Pixels. My name is Jeff Perryman, and this is What the Art Tuesday. This is my weekly video live stream where I do art, whatever the heck I want. Half the time I sit down here moments before I turn this camera live and I still don't know what I'm doing. This is almost one of those. I have something I would like to mess around with today. Do a little character work. Gonna work on a goblin monk. I know, right? A monk? Just doing some character stuff, and I'll probably be doing some more character things, odds and ends here and there. And instead of just talking about it, let's go to live action, shall we? Goblin. Monk. Finally got a scanner to work. Last week I tried to do a sugar skull. It didn't work. So I decided to experiment with the goblin here. So we'll see how today comes out. I had just scanned him in from a sketchbook. Got him into Photoshop here. And this is where we're at. So I'm going to tweak this piece a little bit to give a little more contrast to the blacks. Technically, I'm done. If I were just walk away, I wouldn't have to do anything else to him. Just done. He's coloring book ready to rock. But that's not what I'm about, am I? Can't do things the simple way. I'm gonna bring up, or should I bring up the contrast? And yeah, there's a lot of goofiness going on in there that I'd have to clean up. I think right there is good. I'm going to say save the bad boy because he's already been saved as goblinmonk01.png. And we're going to zip down here. Here we have a fresh, unopened Animate. And I think somewhere in here I have a base. Yeah. So we're going to open this one up right here. And I'm just going to trace my goblin because I can. And the reason I'm doing this is it turns it into a vector piece that I can manipulate. It allows me the opportunity to clean up things I didn't like and kind of just go from there. So here he is on, this is just a generic white background with a mask, I believe. We can unlock, and apparently the mask is now the same color. That's not right. Masks need to be pink. Turn that to that. There we go. Let's save that. For some reason it got turned white. And it can be white. It can be what color you want it to be. I just happen to use that obnoxious pink to remind me, oh yeah, that's a mask layer. That's all. So, speaking of which, we're going to lock both of these. We're going to insert a layer. This is going to be my reference layer. Let me go ahead and save this out like that, because I like that. We're going to file, import to stage. And then I already have this already up from last time, so it knows where to go look. And then somewhere in here, we do have some goblins. I have this thing with dragons and goblins. Have you noticed that? I really have. So I do have a couple of goblin options here besides the guy scanned in. Actually, he's kind of a variation of this guy now that I think about it. I'm starting to get rote in my artwork. Look at this. These are years apart. And yet I seem to have sketched them very similarly dressed. Curiouser and curiouser. And then we have this guy. He's from way back in the day. Along with this little guy here. Way back in the day. Goblin Old. Aptly named. You know what? Let's look at him first. I never know where I'm going to go. I know I'm working on goblins today. This is a piece I've scanned a long time ago. Did I put it? Did it? 5. Okay, now respond. It's just thinking about it. It's just a big piece. And I don't blame it. It is a big piece. So let's scale this thing down. Oh, wow. This is horrible. What's the date on this thing? It's right there for all to see. The shame. 1988. Wow. Wow. I think we can do a wee bit better, but not today. Well, I don't know. Maybe today. Well, we have this guy or the guy I had scanned in, the monk. This guy looks a lot more happy. And the reason I'm like, I would probably need to reconstruct this face from scratch. But you know what? It doesn't take me long to do things. Let's, wow, this thing's a piece of crap is what it is. But let's have some fun with it. I mean, wow. All right, boom. That is our reference. All right, I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to probably do a lot of reconstructive surgery on this guy. Yeah, we're going to have some fun with him. Oh my God, what that inking style, that purport. Oh my goodness. Goodness. All right. I think this will be a lot more fun than what I was going to work on. Because this is like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Well, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here. And I love the flavor of what's going on here, but this has got to go away. So we're going to start. He has the bulbous nose thing going on. He's got no chin. He just kind of blends into it. Man, what was I thinking back in 1988? Right? Well, let's insert a layer here, and I'm going to use this to run a center line just right through there. That's about right. Just gotta give me a reference. I'm gonna run it through the face. All right. Wow, this is painful, but it'll be fun. I'm gonna call this layout. And we're gonna lock it just because it's a reference. And we're gonna work underneath that one. So we're gonna insert a layer. I have no idea where to start. Oh my goodness, what a piece of crap. But this will be fun. I'll see if I just do the head, maybe something else will evolve from this piece. But all right, this will be fun. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Let's go out and work with a blue. And I've been doing a lot of goblins lately. We're gonna make this one as angry as the others. We'll put a nose. We'll put that nose in front. Yeah, we make it a little more sinister there. This is his brow. Wowzers. Blast from the past. Never know what's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen. All right. I'm going to do a few, since this is a whatever kind of piece, I'm going to approach some of the things I normally do a little bit differently. See what I can get out of it. literally can't mess this up. I messed this up in 1988. Alrighty. You know what? We're going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to go ahead and grab everything here. And we'll use the modify, transform, horizontal. Transform. Yeah. A very similar thing here. Like I said, can't mess this thing up because it is a travesty upon my art style. Well, I mean, this is where I started. And I can even see where I tried highlighter to. So to explain what this is not even the original. This was probably drawn, sent out to Kinko's or something, printed, and then one of those prints was colored, which is what we're seeing here. Well, it's a Google, so we've got some eyes, which is going to help me work out the helmet and other things. We're going to call him Gobo. Gobo 01. All right, and we're going to Gobo 01, the symbol. And what I'm going to do is now we're going to work, we have our eye layer, which we're going to keep independent. I'm going to go ahead and create another layer. Maybe, there it is, behind those eyes. And we're going to lock the eyes right now. We're coming back to them. I've evolved a little bit, so I'm going to come up with a head shape. And I have no clue what that head shape is going to be, but we're going to make it red. Just kind of a figuring this out as we go. And this is why I have that center line in there. It's just kind of help me keep everything symmetrical. Okay, let's put this between those beady little eyes. This will give me the start of a shape. Now, since we've got this helmet flaring out, and I kind of like the bean shape I've been doing lately. So we're going to take, right now, I'm going to bring this down just so I can play with it. And I am literally making this up as we go. I have no idea. Really? We're going to play this game. All right. How about now? How do you like me now? I do it like this? No. How do I just do it like this? Aha! Learn your software, Jeff. We're going to put this so that line crosses the eye line just a little bit. Might adjust those. Okay, so that gives him way too much face. Let's bring this up until chin. The tip of my chinny chin chin. I kind of want to do this just to give him a little more, because I know we're covering up with the armor plating. Maybe that's where I was thinking, hey, how's it going? It's fun seeing the random details. Pirate smiley vampire. I don't know what I was thinking. This was literally a sketch from 1988. A finished piece, mind you. And it's painful. I'm glad you're here joining me, Lori. Always a joy to have you here. Yeah, I'm going to make this bigger circle a different color until I figure out what I'm doing with this head shape. And I'm digging where we're starting. And like I said, I kind of like the bean shapes I've been doing. Goblins have different shaped heads, in my opinion. Pirate Smiley Vampire Pin. Yeah, it's a thing. Maybe I should make that a button. That would be hysterical. Okay. I have decided that's going to be a button now. We'll get back to that in a little bit, but hold me to this, please. Okay. Oh my God, this thing is... let's get another circle in here too. Oh my goodness, we're gonna make this green just cause. I've been avoiding green because, you know, goblin green. I'm gonna make this like the chin bump. Like in here somewhere. Make this guy, I don't know, he's not fat, but he's gonna have a pudgy face is what I'm thinking. So we're gonna do this, and then oop, not that much of a chin. He needs a chin, not that much of a chin. There we go. And we may never see this chin, but we will know it is there. All right, so, all right, it's time to commit. Let's go ahead and commit to, let's make it just red right now because it contrasts the eyes. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my. And I'm gonna cheat. Split that right down the middle. And we're gonna clean up all the resulting pieces. Quite decided where that's gonna be there. There we go. Oh, well, this can go away. And clearly that's going away. It's just a matter of how much of that's going to go away. Let's say that much. A Goblin from 1988. Kind of dates from Labyrinth period. This might be where the influence from this piece came. I'm not ashamed to say I was heavily influenced by Brian Froud when I was younger. For those of you who don't know who Brian Froud was, he was the one who did all the character designs. Yeah, you see it? Yeah. He was the one who did all the character designs for Labyrinth. Another very interesting bit about Brian Froud is that he married the daughter of Jim Henson. And Toby in the movie was Jim Henson's grandson, Brian Froud's son. So there you go, little cinema history. I'm gonna grab this, modify, transform, horizontal. These will do vertical, just because it'll mess with everybody. All right. We have a little something underneath the helmet now. But I think I'm going to modify the original piece here quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and do ears on this dude. And we'll figure out if I can get them to stick out of the helmet and whether or not these horns are necessary. I mean, those horns, yeah, I think those horns, wow, those horns. Just, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, we've got a better idea on his face. It's going to fit the of the helmet. All right. Let's lock the head down for the moment. Let's go back to them eyes. Let's go ahead and go back to the blue. Do a little bit lighter blue. And let's throw in some brows here, because that is what I do. And we're going to do that. Maybe. Don't know yet. These are the brow ridges, and they're not really ridges, they're just weirdness that I draw. So this is a little bit of a throwback the way I'm doing this to when this piece was drawn. And we're going to not duplicate that. We're going to do something unique-ish. Maybe. It probably will end up looking identical. Over here. There we are. Give ourselves some room to work with here. I'm going to go ahead and throw in another line here. Because my goblin is tired and angry. Yeah. All right. Let's lock that down on top of everything because it's the closest to the camera, but especially when you got a snoz like that, will be the nose. So let's... Now, lately I've been drawing my goblins with these extremely long, spindly noses. I don't think it's going to fit this guy, especially considering the angle has been drawn at. But we'll see here. I'm going to take some artistic liberties because, wow. Actually, let me tweak the eyes just a little bit here. Bring this up just a little bit right there. Go ahead and give that little arc. All right, let's go to the nose. The nose. Ba-dum-bum. Let's use green for the nose. Of course, we're going to start with the most obnoxious, bulbous, roundest nose ever. It's kind of the same kind of nose I have on my personal characters. Using that center line just to kind of help me line things up a little bit. I have definitely learned since drawing this piece. All right, now do we just give him a bulbous nose, or do we give him the little flares off the sides here or not? I don't know. This piece is full of I don't know. I definitely don't know what I was thinking, but I definitely am liking some of him. The nose to me is an important part of the character. Yeah. Let's do that. And let's go ahead and do little flares off the side. Let's just experiment with them, just see what they look like. Whoa. All right, let's play around with this. Do I want to do this? This is starting to look like, yes, I want to do this. Right there. All right. Okay. Kind of liking them. Kind of digging it. That snarl. Smaller teeth than I normally put on my goblins. Much smaller lip. Which is what that line represents right there, is the lip. Well, let's go. See, that's nose. I'm going to stick with that. We're going to say back to the head. On top of the head, we're going to put mouth. And then we'll start addressing the possibility of ears. But right now, let's kind of get the basics in here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to a red. And he's got a bit of a... but sinister. Yeah, no more of that going on here. And we are going to... I'll see. Let's wait till we get there. Let's do this. This is a tooth, but I like a little snaggly tooth I sometimes draw. Arc to there, to there, there, to there. Let's give a little weight. Oops, not so much. We're getting close to the center here. And let's take this guy. Let's move him out. Let's rotate him just a little bit. I like Snaggletooth. That's a little too much snaggle. There we go. Just a little to him. Here we go. That might be too much, but we'll play around with it. Oh, no, that's the round I want. Don't want to attach to the tooth like that, though. Let's take this line out of the equation for a second. There we go. Smooth that just a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm after. All right. And then since he's smirking, that means he's working. Goblins don't smirk for free. At least not in my experiences. They charge me scale. Let's go ahead. That doesn't need to be so prominent. Actually, that's useful. Let's put you there. There we go. All right, so we have a reconstructed head. Boy, there's no symmetry in the original piece of art, is there? Look at that, just willy-nilly. But it'll be fun to try to bring this guy back to life. Now I'm going to go eyes, and I'm going to go behind the eyes so I can play around this later. And we're going to say pupils. Oops. Cannot spell. Definitely not my art superpower skill. Running out of colors I like. Purple. Let's get the size of these eyes down. So I think they need to be bigger than the original. All right. This is our reconstructed head. So let's go File, Save As. I know it's been saved in Auto Backup, but we're going to say Gobo01 because I have no idea what to name this guy. Now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do my thing with the ears. We're going to go ahead and stick with the purple head. I'm going to put the ears behind the head for now. Might turn out that I want them in front, but for now we're going to just put them here. And these I'm just going to freehand. I'm not going to be too worried about them. Steal them for the other side, we'll see, but for now let's take this. We're going to move it out of the way so I can work with the inner ear part. I'm changing the shape, but I'm not changing these points and their location, because it should snug right back where I want there. Like I said, he doesn't need to have real goblin ears. I normally make them really long and spindly depending on the goblin. And we're going to take these guys, we're going to go ahead and borrow them for the other side. And of course, again, modify, transform, horizontal. Like I'm not turning that into a meme by saying that every time. All right, so we have some goblin ears. Let's do the standard. Been in a fight. And I don't want that there. Let's save that for the other side. Little nip out of the ear here. And how about a bigger nip out of this one? Because, you know, goblins have a hard time keeping their ears out of fights. Because they're, you know, like that. Ears, they're huge. So, all right. And we might put an earring or something in this one. All right. And then let's hide everybody so I go, oops, for the ears. And I want to be able to put down a line that I'm just going to use to close the gap here for the fill. There we go. And speaking of the fill, we're going to go ahead and start that process just so we can see what the sky looks like. Now that I've done the fill, I can get rid of this green line. Let's unhide everybody else so we can get an idea, oops, unlock everybody too, of what this goblin's going to look like. I'm going to have to put a fill line on that, but first things first, let's go to white. Let's lock everything. Let's go to the eyes. We got to do a couple of things here. Going to fill the whites because we need those. Then we're going to take the whites, copy them, delete them. I'm going to insert a new layer. Misspelled horribly. And paste those in place behind the pupils. Now on top of the pupils, I'm going to make a mask layer. Eye mask, why not? And I'm going to paste those in place there, but turn them into that obnoxious color, which has nothing to do with what it's going to do. It's just a reminder to me going, oh yeah, that's a mask. And that's how we're going to get the eyes, the pupils, to be behind the eyebrows. So now, locking everybody, and I'm going to unlock the pupils just so I can give them color. All right, hey, he's looking better already. But we're not, but wait, there's more. So what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to play with this just a little bit to make it a little more interesting. And actually it's probably going to try to, the way this program sometimes works, it wants to try to merge bits that don't need to be merged. And then we're going to take and hit this color and put that there and that there. And hopefully it'll let me get rid of these. And hopefully we get a brow. Sweet. Let's go find the nose, nose. let's do the same. I have no idea if that was successful. Yes, it was. All right. Let's get some toothy color in here. Let's go back to the mouth. Grab the mouth. And let's get some white for those teeth, just for now. He's a goblin. They're probably going to be yellow. They will be before we're done. Ooh. Found a hole. There. Filled the hole. And then we're going to take everybody. We're going to homogenize. Oops. Escape. Stop it. We're going to homogenize. What? Hang on. We're going to grab everybody again. Let's try that again. Take two. Boink. But we're going to do this one. Make it black. All right. And there we go. Here is the new face of our goblin. Let's go all the way back out to the scene. See how I kind of fit. Well, it's a goblin. Oh my goodness. This is me trying to rescue me from the 80s. I have definitely learned a lot since I drew this original piece. And it's kind of fun to go back to an old piece like this and play around with it. Definitely going to do something a little bit different than I did. You still going to do that crazy... Oh, God, yes. The helmet's doing it. Just the horns will probably be holes for ears instead. But, yeah, the helmet, that's... 1988, 2022. Well, at least they're even number double digits years, right? The epic, it's epic, right? Well, I don't even know where to start with this guy. Oh my goodness. I kind of have this desire to go with him just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's better. He was a little too to me, so. And actually, let's not do that there. Let's grab. See if we can do this on this level. But what I want to do is leave the pupils alone so they stay round as possible. We'll bring him in just a smidgen. Feels a little more goblin-y. No, he doesn't need a pointy head. His head's just fine now. Okay. Just wow. There's a lot to unpack this piece. There really is. All right. There's a lot to unpack with this piece. All right. So we're going to add a layer behind all of this mess called body. Now, that is not to say that everything here is now just body. There's definitely going to be some layers with the coat and the shoulder pads, the chest piece. Gonna redesign his weapon because but I think we can all agree the vampire pirate pin stays. 1988, and I was still a bloody pirate vampire. So we'll make him, and then I will make that into, but just because kind of needs to happen. All right. Oh, dear God. All right. I kind of want to start with a helmet. I don't want to do the body. It's your new old calling card, right? Yeah, this is the death in broadcasting, is the ums and ahs, but I'm not a professional, so I don't care. I'm gonna, ooh, let's not do that. Let's just kind of rough out a body shape here, just cause he's a goblin. I'm gonna definitely goblinize this piece. He's not quite proportionately my normal goblin, but we will try to keep him proportionate. And let's, oh my goodness, what was I thinking when I drew this? What was I thinking by saying, I'll live stream this one instead? That nicely drawn, very ornate monk goblin. Well, I guess the monk needs a bodyguard, right? That's what this dude is the monk's bodyguard. All right, we've got a story unfolding. All right. This will be the body shape of this piece. We're going to do very similar things like we did to the head, except this time we're going to do it, we're not going to mirror it. And then we know there's going to be a belt line, because there's the belt. And we're going to make him a little pudgy, so we're going to make the belt line sag a little bit. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of this internal stuff. All right. Oops. Now this is a warrior goblin. Warrior goblin. And I think he needs some shoulders, but let's go ahead and, yeah, that's what we want right there. All right. Man, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is fun. I will admit, I'm having a blast. This is not where I thought today would go. All right, so that's roughly where his shoulders are going to be. We know he has a hand. I'm just going to draw a circle. I'll put a hand there and a hand, actually, about the same size. Let's just borrow this, drag it over here. So the hands are roughly that size. All right. I think I drew the coat to hide the fact that I didn't want to draw legs or any anatomy inside this piece, and I'm paying for it all these years later. Let's just, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. Knee. So he's going to end up being a little taller than in the original, which is fine. Because it is just me trying to find the pose. See, that hand might might be just a little far out there. Yeah. So the first adjustment will be this. So this is just me finding the pose for this. And I know I'm playing with stick figures here, but this will help find my character, and I'm okay. I'm kind of happy with that. Okay. And then I can draw the boot. The boot's probably going to come down to here, so he's going to be a little bit taller, and that's fine. Play around with that a little bit, because I kind of want to play with the helmet, don't you? I know I do. But, see, I didn't have to draw anything out fancy. I just used some standard lines to kind of give me the feel of where I want to get things. And you can already kind of see his character. You can see his body stance in here. But I kind of want to draw that helmet. That helmet's screaming to be drawn. And I have no idea how it's going to come out. Oh yeah, this is going to be interesting. So we're going to make sure that's all saved. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything. We're going to make this dark blue. Okay, yeah. And I know everything needs to be a different color, but I don't like the eye color. So the eyes are going to be, let's make it purple. I don't really care, as long as it's not that color. Okay. Jeff, why did you do that? So that I can see through the head, but still have the head there as a reference when I draw this, let's face it, epic helmet. I've never in the computer drawn anything like this. This will be interesting. I have a center line, which is why I drew the center line, because I knew this moment was going to come. We are going to create a helm, because I'm curious to see how this bloody thing's going to come out. So I know I need ears, and I know I need this, I need that. So we're going to work with this side of the face and see what happens. I know I probably want this to come in higher, like that. This is going to be interesting. Then change the tempo, the temperature of the piece. I know it's straight in the artwork, but I'm making some artistic choices. Arc it out, arc it in, arc it out. Let's leave that alone for now. Let's get the general shape. Now we know there's going to be a cut here for the ears. So those ears can stick out. And we know, oh, let's just go stupid with this point. Because 1980s me would have loved to have been able to do this on the computer. And to be honest, when I drew this piece, access to a computer for me was a fantasy. All right. And we know that shoulder armor is going to go in front of whatever I do here. But I just kind of want to make sure the feel is right. All right, let's take all of this and get a better idea. This point may be not appropriate for what I want to do. Use that as the reference point for the whole helmet. And now I'm going to kind of sit and look at it for a moment. So I've decided that this needs to be more sharp. Maybe more. Don't want to cover up that snarl too much. But I think narrowing this helmet is going to be the good choice here. And maybe this helmet is just so impractically drawn that I can't use it at all. But we're going to try. We are going to try. Oh, that's way too much. Oh no, that's right. I just didn't realize I was going to take out that much of the helmet. Just kind of want to... right there. We're going to get rid of this whole side here. This is going to get a little bit of a change. Just so it's not like this massive point, it's actually workable. You guys enjoying this? I see we have several other people in the channel. Hello, thank you, and hope you're enjoying yourself. A little more interesting. The flare of the helmet here, it doesn't seem like there's enough on this side and there's too much on the other side. And I know that's because of the way it was drawn back in the day. And we are attempting to correct my artistic endeavor from back in the day. So I'm going to leave it alone for now. play with it just a little bit here. We still got to get that scallop in. Oh my. Stuff I'm trying to preserve. Well, what do you guys think about this overall? I know you guys are having fun. Hopefully you're enjoying this. You're giggling at past me. I know I am. Oh my goodness, past me. What were you thinking? Ooh, not that. Here we go. Woo. Fun, fun, fun. Well, definitely got a story going on here. I'm not sure what that story is right now, but we definitely got a story going on here. We're going to make this a different color so I can just work with it a little bit more. I'm not worried about that, because we're using this to get a different shape. Yes. Well, not quite what I had in mind. So let's right there. There we go. And then we're going to take this, do a hard line with it to do that. Make sure everything's on. I said let's make sure everything's on. Apparently it doesn't like to snap to that. There we go. Get rid of that. Snap that back to there. Perfect. Red line down the center. Well, I thank you very much. You have an amazing day. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with me as long as you did. Love and appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you on next week at Thursday. I love you. Take care, Lori. And now we're going to go to yet another color. We're going to go from here to here, and we're going to do those scallops a little better than back in the day. I might have to redo this piece right here. I don't think I need the scallops in this piece. I think just the general shape is going to work. Bring this here, modify, transform, horizontal. Aha! There we go. Of course, I need to fix some things. Actually, wait. Nope, 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 nope. Did that all wrong. Because I need all of this. Let's see if we can pull this off. Transform horizontal. There we go. Let's hope this all meets up in the middle. There we are. Smarter, not harder. Save. Now I know this helmet is going to be over the ears, but I need to start making allotments for those ears. There we go. So I'm cleaning up some of my line work here. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it does help. Okay. And then I'm going to create a line here. Probably should have done this symmetrically over there, but what can you do? Make sure this conforms. Should be just fine. All right, let's clean this up over here. And in theory, as much as I don't want to do that, I don't know why I'm hesitant, but I don't want to do this. That's where the ears need to come out. All right. Let's take the helm, unify its color. Oops, wrong thing. Let's make some assumptions about its color. Make it a little bit darker, metal. Well, that's interesting. Does not like that. Okay, that's good. Though it's not round. Clearly, look at that. But it'll do for what we want for now. Okay, so I have a hole somewhere, and it's usually something like this. So, okay. Nope, still have a hole someplace. Oh, that's a hard S. Oh, this is where the hole is. There we go. It's always a hole somewhere. Now we're going to turn all that off. Well, isn't that interesting? All I work on the head, and it's just hidden by the helmet. Wow, that does make him a lot heavier looking, doesn't it? I mean, glad I didn't spend too much time on the head. Yep. All right, let's save this. All righty. I hear you guys breathing out there. Are you having fun? I'm going to take a moment to go back to the big camera. I need a break. This has Well, this has been interesting. I think I'm going to set up a new big camera that still has the artwork like up here someplace, so we can see what I'm referring to and talking about. And the days that I forget to go from this camera to what I'm doing, at least you can see me doing stuff. That might save my tuchus a little bit. Oh my goodness, what was I thinking back in the day? Heavily Armored Goblin 101. Well, at this point, other than trying to capture some of the flair of the original, I'm going to have to go off script. You'll still have the jacket, you'll still have the shoulder pieces, you'll still have the arm wraps, he'll still be holding his weapons. But how those get drawn now are going to change dramatically. We've already made some changes, and I'm going to ding up this helmet just a little bit because it needs it. Here and there. This is a were goblin, not to be trifled with. There we go. Just nick him up a little bit. Have some fun with him. Yeah. Let's leave it alone for now. I was not expecting to draw this piece today, so I'm kind of like flailing what I want to do, how I want to do it. Well, let's draw our naked goblin underneath and get the legs and things the way I want it. I might redo this shape right in here, make it a little more narrow. Let's do that real quick. Just see how I feel about it. So we're going to lock down the helmet. We're going to go down to the thing called the body. And I'm going to play around with this just a little bit. Not too much. Just enough. Dink. Dink. It's the wrong piece. I wanted that piece. There we go. Hips. Alrighty. It doesn't seem like much, but it does to me. Give him a bit of a shirt. Now we're going to go ahead and hide that helmet, just so I can see how the body is coming along. I know I don't need that line or that line, but I will need, ooh, that's okay, let's go ahead with red, just so we can see what's going on here. Let's play around with this. Oh, see, I forgot to go to live action again. Look at that. I was just talking about that too. Okay, well, the red lines are what I've added. You guys didn't miss much this time because I caught myself. I have adjusted, well, everything in red's what's been changed. So let's do that. There you go. Everything in red's what I changed. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put that back in blue. And just generally laying out the character here. I have no idea if this is where we're sticking to. We don't have a script. There's a good possibility this might actually work. All right. So getting rid of all the bits. For the moment. Not that we're going to see it inside the code, but I'm making some armpit decisions. This is me classically overdrawing the character. Why do I do that? Well, because you never know when I want to reuse a piece or move some stuff around. And sometimes when you do that, things get seen that you had planned on being seen before. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing here. And zoom back out. Yeah, I think that's fairly satisfactory for the moment. So we're going to grab the whole body, we're going to unify it into the blue. And that's kind of where we're at the moment. It's that really wide stance, right? It's like a Urukai wannabe. Alrighty. Start laying out the foots. You gotta do it with the sound effects too, it doesn't work otherwise. Twink. And then this one. Concentration, saying not a lot. Sorry, guys. That's not right. There we go. Actually, in this case, they're going to be boots. So let's boot it up. Use this one as my reference. You know what? He's a goblin. He's allowed to have knee-high boots, right? Let's give him knee-highs. We're going to stick him out here just a little bit. Which means I'm going to play with this line right here. And I'm going to get rid of this one too. Redraw it. Trying to figure out where my keys are on my keyboard, right? All right, and then we're just going to do that so that they fit. Might be too much. See? Nice. I'm not going to. Oh, you know what? I probably did that completely backwards. This line right here needs to go this way. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta muss it up to figure it out. Alrighty, we're gonna do the same thing here. And do the same thing. Redraw these lines. If you guys have questions about anything I'm doing or why I'm doing it, feel free to ask. This is an interactive process, or at least I like to think it is. And it's fun to derail me. Ask any of my friends. All right. Those boots don't feel as heavy. I think it's this line. Needs to be scooched. And I think this line also needs to be scooched. And it'll make those boots feel a little heavier. Alrighty, so without the hands, of course, this is the body sort of underneath. I think those are going to be okay. So, of course, he's wearing some kind of a shirt. So let's go ahead and give him some short sleeves. Just keep the coloring when we do the coloring consistent. So let's see, black boots sounds good to me for now. Excuse me. Black boots. Let's do some pants. Let's get the goblin skin tone in here for the moment. What is going on here? Why is there a hole? Must be. Oh, that's my culprit. Seems to be. Let's give him a lighter color shirt for the moment. And I'm just using grays right now, just kind of fill in the volume so I can get a feeling for the character. Clearly this is not where he's going to stay, and clearly we're going to cover him up a little bit. So, yeah, here we are. Rocking like a hurricane. We're going to grab the whole body. We're going to go, whoops. No, we are not doing that. We're also not hiding it from everybody. I'm going to unify it into black lines, except I'm going to keep these hands in the blue because this is just references. I've really got to stop doing that. There we go. Because those are just references at the moment. Now I want to remind myself that is only a reference. Alrighty. Something feels off about those legs. We will address those a little bit later. I'm 100% certain that's going to bother me to the point that I will have to fix them. But for now, we have the start of the 1988 revamp of a goblin. I see some issues, like I can see the head here. Real tempted just to scooch it a hair, which means this would need to scooch like that. Sometimes, nope, that's not what I want. I want this. Sometimes it's worth playing with the extreme. Just to see what you get, right? So what I'm doing is I am looking for a better silhouette. I'm not quite sure what that is. I almost feel like more narrow helmet is better. Of course, it wants to scrunch it down when I do that, huh? No, let's go. I think it's redo. Where's redo? I think it's Control Y. Yeah, redo. Okay. Save. All right. Well, that's a pretty scrawny goblin, which is appropriate for such a heavily kitted out character. Well, I'll worry about the hands and all the little fiddly things with the feet, because I'm not happy with these right now. I might have to adjust these a little bit, but for the moment, he'll do. Let's get a belt on this guy. It's working with blue, so there we go. I don't mind it dipping down just a little bit more. And then if I remember correctly, looking at the original artwork, he has a loincloth type thingamabobber. And I guess that's on the helmet, which is great, but that's not where I really wanted it. So back to here, lock everything, bring you to here. That's awesome. And paste in place. Ta-da! There you go. So what I am going to do is put in a layer for that, and then I'm also going to go to the body and steal this blue line again. Because that's going to be my reference for the loincloth, which we'll do in red, so we don't get everything mixed up. Alrighty, so we have to kind of want it just around the shin height. So let's do that first. I kind of want a little bit of a fold in here. Nothing else. Warhammer has taught me how to do loincloth pieces like this. Alright, so let's go down to the body. Lock that loincloth layer, just so I can draw a line that I want. C, delete, thank you. Let's go back up to here. Okay, bring this down a little bit. Paste in place. And what the heck? Just leave it. Alrighty. Something first. And herk. There we go. Everyone else having a good time? Hey, Eric Yazzie followed me 2 hours ago. I'm sorry I missed you, Eric. I do definitely appreciate you. And Jeffy, hello. How you been? Glad you've started following me a couple hours ago. And again, I apologize for missing it. So, thank you. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing this every Tuesday and every Thursday. So, going to the big screen. Remember to change back. Theme is I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the stream is the vectors and pixels, which there it is, it's over there. On Tuesdays is What the Art Tuesday, which is I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing, and sometimes something I was not expecting to do. And so far I've done a couple of these where I went in going, I'm going to draw this, and didn't draw that thing at all. However, on Thursdays is Workhorse Thursday. And on Workhorse Thursdays, I'm working on a very specific project, in this case, the ABCs of Adventure. And we're up to I right now, where I'm working on a page for that project until it is done, then I'll start another project. But for now, this is a way to make me accountable to do this work. So, what the art? Have no idea what we're going to get into, but on Thursdays, Workhorse Thursdays, you know exactly what I'm going to be working on if you followed me. So, definitely glad to have you guys here. Come on in, say hi. I believe my multi-stream texting tool will allow me to see everybody's comments. But meanwhile, let's get back to the live action. I remember this time. I'm going to take a cup of coffee and take a moment to do a shameless coffee break. If you like what you see, if you're enjoying yourself, if this is something you think somebody else would love to see, like, share, follow. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Those are my main platforms I'm streaming to at the moment. If you want to help me out directly, there's a link scrolling by on the bottom of the screen here. It even says, you can now support me directly at buymeacoffee.com/chainreaction. If you want to help out the stream, improve the equipment, I'm working on a 12-year-old desktop right now, by the way. Well, I would say 12. I'd say 9-year-old. I think this is closer to 9-year-old. So, it's feeling it. If you want to help me upgrade, just want to help me out and throw a coin to your artist. The Witcher doesn't need it, the artist does. The Witcher has hair. I don't. I'm not as pretty. So throw me a coin, please. And you can do that at buymeacoffee.com/chainreaction. And in the near future, you'll be able to buy t-shirts, mugs, cups, keychains, prints, even commission work at chainreactionstore.com. You can actually do commission works right now here. If you guys want card art or box cover art or logo work or t-shirt designs, let me know. I am more than willing to commission out for that. Consequently, I can design shirts, have them made, and have them sent to you in the quantities that you desire, as well as the sizes. This is something that the Chain Reaction Store can do, but you can also contact me directly on the various mediums, be it YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. So, anyway, enough shameless plugging. Let's go back to it and have some fun. We will come up with a design for this loincloth at some point. Actually, that's... Why reinvent the wheel? And get a bit of free detail while I'm at it. There we go. We have loincloth. Dun dun dun. Which now I can get rid of this and this. Beautiful. Let's go back to the body. Let's homogenize that. Let's go not you. You will stay blue. Loincloth can be part of the body color here for now. I'll walk you down, loincloth. And ooh, I see we have some holes. I bet you these are at the top, but we'll double check. Yeah, it's at the top, just by the way it filled. Alrighty. And again, we'll set a color on this so that it blends in a little bit better. We can get a better idea of what we're doing. We are going to go back to the body. We're going to create a belt for now. That'll do. So we're slowly closing in on the character design, and it's horrendous. Oh my goodness. Well, I like the ears coming out better than the horns. At least we'll read a little more goblin inside there. We have a spear, or halberd, or this thing. Don't know where I'm going to put that thing, so I'm just going to randomly go like this. Say, that's the thing we want. But that thing probably should be over here. And it's a good thing. We're going to put it behind that foot, so that works. So that's where that thing needs to be. So let's leave that there. We'll call it a spear for now, but I don't think that's what it's going to end up being. Like that. Put this over here. See, this is the advantage of the computer, is I can't draw a straight line like this to save my life without a ruler. So now I can just, there, I need a line there. Ooh, that will actually dictates how I draw the hand. In fact, let's go back to said spear. Let's move it just a little bit more. And then we're going to give it some thickness. Again, this is going to dictate how I draw the hand around this. It's a small thing. It may not change that much of what I'm doing, but it will help. So I want to give them a fairly heavy duty piece of kit to work with. Don't know what that piece is going to be. If it's going to be a spear, it's going to be a halberd, it's going to be a man catcher, it's just a stick. It's been known to happen, but he's a little too heavily armored just to be carrying just a stick. But this will get me in the ballpark of where I want to be. So going back to the body, I'll go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to use the original hand as a basis. Then I'm going to draw it out here, but I already know what I'm changing. Let's go to a blue, just a different color to work with. Actually, I kind of want to put a little thumb on him. Rainy. Except for this piece may not be as important. But I want to make sure I get the proportions right, which is, I'm going to do a couple of things here real fast. Just add a little more flavor. And I honestly think that's all I'm going to need. So I'm going to cheese it just a little bit. It's not really cheesing it if it's your art. And I know I'm going to have to do, yeah, it's going to be over the fingers. just a little bit wider. Nope, nope, not that one. This one, there we go. And then we're going to take this, drag it out here, make it a little smaller, ever so slightly. Bring it into place. Actually, you know what, before I do that, let's bring this whole thing into play here. This is what I was talking about, letting the size of the spear, in this case, kind of dictate what we're doing. Actually, that is now no longer needed. That is now this job of this line. All right. Bring this guy in here. We may end up moving the spear ever so slightly when we're done, but no, I wanted this. Thank you. Let me do a pinky. Yes, my characters are 3-fingered. I like it that way. Not going to be changing. Alrighty. There we go. And of course, that line right there. Actually, let's wait to put that line down until I'm 100% happy with where that spear is. I do know, probably won't see it, I want that line there, because what I end up doing is I'm going to end up cutting this out depending on where that spear is placed. I kind of like that. That's going to work for me. So we're going to draw 2 lines. I'm going to draw that one. I'm going to draw that one. And then we're going to take this color. There he is, holding the stick. It's a lot of work for a stick, but it makes me happy. I mean, it's got a good feel to it, and that's all that really matters. We're going to bring that all back together so it reads nicely, and then of course going to go blue. I'm not going to work on this one just yet because there's a sword involved, or a dagger, or something. I haven't decided what's going to be in that hand, or if anything at all, because he's already heavily armed. Well, he's getting there. I'm kind of happy with this. This is a bit of a surprise. It helps when you have everything underneath. You know, I'm not trying to put in too much detail, but just enough so if I futz and move some things around, it's going to work. And one of the next things I need to do is probably build the van braces, which I have him much beefier. He's drawn in the 80s. I drew him much beefier. and then what he currently is. And that's okay, but we're going to do something about it. So the next thing I'm going to do, let's do this over the top of the loincloth. I don't need all these layers, but they're fun because it gives me a chance to play with some stuff. So we're going to go Van, Braces, Ink, and lock everybody but that layer. Let's go to a red, because red means new. And whoops, nope. We need, there we go. And then we're going to bring them all the way up to the elbow. We're going to do the same here. A little hesitant. Let's do that. That's arc. Let's do the same. Except I think, nope. His will be like that. Yep. Perspective, Jeff. Always remember the perspective. And let's drag this over here. There we go. A little bit better. Not perfect, but better. And then I'm going to, because I want these to be a little bit bigger than, okay, that wants to snap there. Let's not do that. I want it to snap as close as possible, but just a little bigger than. And if we don't like these, they're on their own layer, and we can futz with them to our heart's content. Alrighty. Like I said, if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, some of the decisions I'm making, feel free to shout out in the comments. I am more than willing to talk about what I'm doing ad nauseum. Ask anybody. I'll talk about this stuff for hours. Even if you don't ask me, I'll talk about it. And I'm going to do a little more simplified version of these than what I have drawn. What I have drawn is kind of like this weird leather wrap. And I know me from back in the day, that was me being lazy. I'm just trying to add texture. So we can actually have a little bit of fun with these. I've actually made a lot of these since then. In real life. Leatherworking. It is a unique art form that I appreciate a great deal. Anybody can do it well, because there's a lot going on. All right, van braces. Yes, not exactly like, but it's a goblin. I drew him a little beefier than he needed to be back in the day. I'm going to turn armor pieces. I'm going to use the darker colors for those. And it's trim. I'm going to save, grab the van braces, and unify them with the rest of the piece using the black lines. All right. Still haven't addressed that coat, have I? Which is really the major part of the bulk of this character. And it covers up a lot of this and a lot of that, but the direction this guy is going, I'm very happy with. Again, not something I would have thought I've been drawing today. We still have a shield to put on his chest. We still have that jacket to put underneath him. So many details, and we only have 10 minutes left in this stream. In the original piece of art, the shield is over the top of his chin. And in this version, I think his chin's going to be over the shield. But let's go insert a layer here. Do this there. And let's see what's going on. I'm going to hide everything but this. I kind of like the original shield design. So using the center line that I've got going on here, I'm going to actually draw one using blue, lighter blue, and draw that all the way down there. And then we're going to start with the shield. I remember correctly, I did this design. So V, and then it's a little heavier than the original. Let's bring this up. But I kind of dig it. And let's put the edge on here. And then I'm going to bring an edge like that, just to add some texture. Okay, let's get rid of this line. Let's get rid of this line. We will be putting in the belts and things, because I also like those. I don't know what I was thinking, but that was kind of fun. And command, oops, so modify, transform, horizontal flip. All right, cool. A little bit wider than what I was expecting. Let's see what the rest of the body looks like. And let's adjust this just a little bit. And I think this needs to go over the loincloth. I think it needs to come down. It needs to, whoops. Let's bring it down just a little bit there. Oh, that's going to be very interesting. Let's do this. Don't want to, let's turn the snap off here just a little bit. We're going to rough out the shield before we go for the day. Maybe drop it down just a little bit. Yeah, I think that feels better. I can bring this down there. It's going to cover. I'm glad I didn't bother doing a belt buckle, but this is definitely getting there. I think I want to narrow it just a little bit here. Nope. Nope. Okay, hang on. It's going to do it? Nope. I'm trying to get a uniform scale. I think this is it. There we go. Yeah. Just a bit of a tweak. Alrighty, so let's grab this color here, and then this color here, because, you know, armor, and that, and that, and then we'll find a slightly lighter color to do this and this, and then we'll turn that and modify it, or homogenize it, or blend it, or whatever the word is. Now let's take a look at that. That's a little more interesting now. We'll get the belts on him. We'll ding it up. I'm definitely going to play around with the proportions because I'm still not, I like the whiter. Definitely like the whiter, but if I do that, I might have to bring it down even more. So his arms can maneuver. All right. It looks more like a breastplate than a shield. I kind of like that. All right, file, save, and we've got 5 minutes. I think I do a belt from here to here, and of course the crisscross. So I really do like the crisscross belt thing. He's getting there. I mean, all he needs now is his jacket and his shoulder pads, and of course a hand and the dagger, and then whatever the stick is going to be, and he's getting there. We might follow through on this next Tuesday. Go ahead and work on this a little bit more then. But as we are coming to the top of the second hour, I'm going to have to go ahead and go to the live camera and wrap this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was not expecting this blast from the past from 1988. 88. It's when I drew this original piece. I don't know when I colored it, but that's when the original piece was drawn. And I had scanned it at some point. It's here. And I was going to do a little goblin monk, and we ended up doing this beastie, who was definitely inspired by Labyrinth when I drew it originally. We will follow up on this piece. I'm probably going to dink around with him a little bit before next week, but I will bring him up and show the progress. If there's still enough work to be done, we'll work on him on next Tuesday, and if not, then we'll do something else that's been completely random. And meanwhile, I want to tell you guys that I love you all. And those around you love you as well. And you are deserving of that love. Let them love you. Love those that need the love from you. The world is hard enough as it is. We don't need to, knock ourselves about and be down on ourselves. Let's love each other. Let's get together and share that love. Spread it around. There's a lot that's needed in this world. And until next week, love you guys. And I will see you on Thursday at 10 a.m. where I will be working on the ABCs of adventure. Until then, thank you very much for watching. And if you want to support me directly, buymeacoffee.com/Jeff Perryman. The link will be on the thank you page. Take care, guys.